Stressed? Things piling up on you? Getting to be too much? Well, I'm here for you. I'm your lifestyle mentor. And it's time for you to learn what to do when you get overwhelmed with life. Okay, so I'm having a bad day, right? Really, really bad day. Sitting in my office, my brain is literally exploding with all the different things I've got to work on. And I literally felt like there was a fuse in my head that was about ready to just explode and just shut down. I grabbed a pad of paper and I drew this circle inside of it. I put me in the middle and I had to see what was going on in my life. So I started drawing all these lines and circles to all these commitments and responsibilities and all the things that I personally was attached to. And that meaning attachments, meaning I was responsible or I was the one in charge of it or had to answer for it. And this is somewhat of what it looked like. And I literally mapped it out and I sat there looking at my map and it just made sense. No wonder I feel so overwhelmed. It actually was my first step in starting to make a big change in my life about this overwhelmed feeling. Step number one is make a map. And I know this looks crazy, it looks like, some kind of child just drew this, but what if you did draw out a map and showed yourself all the different responsibilities and commitments that you've made and what you're literally committed to? I think sometimes what happens is we don't cause a visual to happen in front of us as we're posed with new opportunities. I think sometimes we actually say yes too many times and we don't realize the complexity of what it is that we've created for us in our life. When I sat down and made that map, I literally had an awakening, a really big awakening to I'm overcommitted. There are too many things I'm connected to. And starting on that day with that map, I started looking at all of the things I'm committed to, and I had to start cutting back. I had to start changing things. And I got to tell you too, when I made my map, the next thing that came to me where somebody said, "Would you be willing to do this?" It was really easy to say no. I think the reason why we say yes too much is because we actually don't see it out in front of us. We have it all swirling around of our head, but we don't have a map of what we're committed to. And so we keep saying yes. And then what happens when you keep saying yes? You start to run out of energy, run out of time, get behind, and then you stress with the kids, and the kids have to hurry, and the spouse has to hurry, and the friend has to hurry, and then you don't get enough sleep, you eat the wrong things, and you got yourself a mess. So step number one of learning how to deal and get over this overwhelmed feeling is you got to map yourself out and draw out every step of the way of what is it you're committed to. You don't have to, but if you keep thinking in your head you're aware of all the different places you committed yourself to, you will be surprised and shocked to find out how many different places you're committed to. So make a map. That's step number one. Okay, step number two, where can you renegotiate some of these commitments? You might have to go back to people and say, "Hey, I have overdone it. I've reached a line and I am not going to cross that line." You see, people who become overwhelmed are people who almost in a way are ashamed of having to go back on their commitments. But if you don't renegotiate, what happens is you are going to burn out. You're going to run out. And who's going to pay the price? Your body's going to pay the price. Your family's going to pay the price. But where can you renegotiate? Go look at the map and see where you have to renegotiate. What can you let go of? Right? There's some of those you got to let go of. And then also, who's got to step up? Some of those commitments that you're holding on to that you keep being the one in charge, some of those are really on somebody else and they're not doing their job. And so you're stepping in and taking care of it for them. Oh, you know it. You know you're doing that. Instead of getting after them to step it up, you've been taking the responsibility for it. So maybe there's some training in line, or maybe you need to get after somebody, or kind of change that person out because they're not taking good care of it. Here's another reason why you could be overwhelmed. Can you imagine that this could actually cause you to feel emotionally piled up on the inside? That could cause a lot of frustration and discouragement there. So if you're feeling emotionally full, that's a sign of being overwhelmed. Emotions. So learn and find a way to emotionally let go of those feelings on the inside. And my most favorite way is to journal. You will hear me over and over again say, journal how you think and feel so that you can drop that level inside of all that emotional buildup so you can think straight. Eating habits can affect the way you think. And if you are eating poorly, you're going to make poor decisions. If you're eating healthy, you're going to make healthy decisions. Makes sense, doesn't it? Sleep. Low on sleep, you're going to make bad decisions. Low on sleep, you're going to overcommit yourself. Next, hydration. If you're low on water, you're going to overcommit yourself because you're just going to say yes to everything because you're not thinking it through. When you're dehydrated, your brain does not function at its top ability. It just can't. It needs to be hydrated. Your brain uses a lot of water. And so get some water in you, help you think better. And the last one, you will be overwhelmed if in every 7 days you don't have a playtime. I know it sounds like I'm talking to us like we're kids or something, right? But if we don't have a playtime to go do something fun, we don't have an outlet. There's no outlet. And I know you're thinking, I'll play when I get all my work done. That's not gonna happen. You're an adult now. And that means there's always something to do. But every 7 days, where's the playtime? So these steps and this idea of starting out with a map is gonna help you get yourself put in a position that overwhelmed is not something that takes you over anymore. Because today's the day you're gonna make a change about this. Overwhelmed is the sign of mismanaged decisions. So take my suggestions, map it out, follow my suggestions of what to do next, and get yourself back in charge. And so you're not overwhelmed, you're back into a place of managing things wisely. This video is perfect for you. And hey, you don't want to miss the next video I'm going to send out to you, the next topics. So subscribe here to this YouTube channel so I can continue to train you to get you back organized and online so that you don't have a come apart or have a shutdown happen. Let's keep you productive. Let's help keep your performance up. So subscribe here to my YouTube channel and I'll continue to train you every step of the way.